When I moved into a new apartment last fall, I was just hoping for a fresh start. New city, new job, no baggage. But then, the packages started. No return address, no sender name, just my name and careful handwriting. The first one had an old cassette tape. No label, no explanation. Weird, but I didn't even own a cassette player, so I just shrugged it off. A few days later, another package. This one had a baby sock, worn, faded, and blue. I felt a chill in my spine. That sock looked exactly like one I remember from a photo of me as a toddler. I called my mom. She sounded nervous, said it was probably just a coincidence, but then she hung up quickly, almost like she was afraid to say more. Package 3 came a week later, a rusty key. No note, just the key taped to a photo of me, age 6, standing outside a foster home I barely remember. That's when I lost it. I started digging through everything, old records, childhood files, even asked my mom for my adoption papers. She refused, said I should just leave it alone. But the packages didn't stop. The fourth one had a torn piece of cloth. I knew that pattern. It was from the shirt my biological dad wore in the only photo I ever saw of him. The final package came 2 weeks later. Inside was a letter, handwritten. It said, "You were never supposed to forget, but they made you. I've been trying to find you for years. I'm your brother." I froze. I never knew I had a sibling. But when I confronted my mom, she finally broke down and told me the truth. That I did have a brother, that we were separated during a messy adoption process. They told her he died. Well, he didn't. He'd been looking for me ever since. And now we're finally in contact. It turns out, he was the one sending the packages. Each one was a breadcrumb from our past. And somehow, he knew I'd figure it out. After weeks of mysterious packages, after learning I had a brother I never knew existed, I finally agreed to meet him. We chose a public cafe downtown. Safe, neutral. I sat at a table near the window, heart pounding, scanning every face. Then, I saw him. He looked like me. Same eyes. Same nervous half smile. He walked straight up and said, "You're taller than I imagined." We both laughed awkwardly. For a moment, we just stared at each other. Then he reached into his coat pocket and pulled out a photo. It was the two of us, sitting in a hospital room. I must have been 2. He was maybe 5. He said, "I carried this with me through 8 different foster homes." He told me everything, that he remembered me being taken away first, that he was supposed to follow, but somehow, he didn't. He bounced between homes, always holding on to scraps from our childhood. When he turned 18, he started tracking me down, but our records were sealed. The only reason he found me was a blog post I made years ago, talking about an old family photo. He recognized the shirt, the sock, even the cassette tape I once mentioned from our childhood. That's how he chose the items for the packages. Breadcrumbs from our shared past to guide me back to him. I asked him why he didn't just call or write a letter. He said, "I was scared you wouldn't believe me, but I knew you'd feel something if it came through your memories." And he was right. I did feel something. I still do. Sometimes the past doesn't come back all at once. It returns in pieces, in whispers, in old baby socks and cassette tapes. After meeting the brother I never knew I had, after realizing my entire childhood had been carefully rewritten, we decided to confront the one person who might still be hiding answers. Our mom. We invited her to my apartment. My brother waited in the other room. She came in, smiling. But I didn't waste time. I asked, "Why didn't you tell me I had a brother?" Her smile dropped instantly. She sat down, silent. Then, after what felt like forever, she said, "Because I wasn't supposed to." What? She explained how, after a messy custody battle, the adoption agency told her he didn't make it, that he had died in the system. But that wasn't the whole truth. What she admitted next shook me. She said she found out he was alive 5 years ago. She received a letter from a social worker trying to reconnect the siblings, but she never responded. "I didn't want to ruin the life you had," she said. "You were finally happy, stable. I was scared you'd leave." That's when I brought him out. He stepped into the room. Her face went pale. She whispered his name like a ghost she tried to forget. They both stood there, 20 or so years of silence between them. Then she broke down. She started crying, apologizing. He didn't say anything at first. Then he walked up to her and hugged her. It wasn't perfect. It's still not. But that day, something broken finally started to heal. We were never meant to forget each other, but maybe the pain made sure we never would. Family isn't just who raises you, it's who remembers you. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more true stories.
Comment below. What would you have done if this happened to you?